Now you got me wanting to go see her go pee. All right. I will say this: Kat looks like every black woman I slept with. She does. She looks exactly as built exactly every black woman I slept with, except for two of them. All right. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, humans! Because I didn't fuck a white woman until I got here. All right. I didn't have no other option. There's only 2% niggas here, so all right. So I had to get some white pussy. All right, hey humans, listen. Your next comment, I gotta tell you something. I may like a comic's act, but I may not like the comic. All right. And I never tell people that who I don't like. Fuck that shit. All right, because I don't want no problem. But I will say this. I really like this dude as a human being. I think he's a funny comic too, but he is a really wonderful human being, y'all. Everybody, give it up for Raphael Wolfgang.
I'm so touched. Thank you, Tony. Wow. It's going to make this set that much more painful when I'm bombed. That's great. It's just all that build up. Oh, sure. Thank you. Yeah, I deserve that. I'm a good guy. Thank you so much. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up very poor, and people always have a hard time believing that for some reason. Something about my family. Someone told me the other day I have resting privilege bitch face, and yeah, shit. I guess he was right. Yeah, I grew up very poor. I was raised by a single mother, which was cool, and a single father, Long Beach. No, I was raised by a single mom, and this really weird thing happened to me when I was growing up in like kind of a poor neighborhood in LA, and then I actually got into like a really like rich private high school for high school. So all of a sudden I was like this poor kid in this private high school. It was literally a high school in Beverly Hills. And it was just so crazy that the people at this high school also have names like Raphael Wolfgang and look like me, you know what I mean? It's really, well, that's actually how I got in. They were like, Raphael Wolfgang, and I was like, and they were like, I think he's as long as he licks my balls. That's how I got in. That's how I got into private high school. That's how it works. Let's see. So I got into that high school because of water polo. My mom made a really good decision for me growing up. She got me into water polo, and I ended up doing a lot of things for me, right? I got recruited to that school, I ended up being good at it. Took me to play. I'm very grateful that my mom got me into the one sport that like white kids don't completely suck at, you know what I mean? But she kind of nailed it, you know, because I suck on land, but I'm okay in the water. I can hold my own. And black people don't fuck with water. No black people fuck with water, not even earth, wind, and fire. Isn't that actually crazy? They were actually naming their band and didn't think they were like earth, wind, fire. That's all of them. We got it, guys. We got all three. It's like me and my white friends got together and made a band called Sugar and Everything Nice. It's like missing a pretty obvious one there, aren't we, huh? This next one's really dumb. Do you guys think kangaroos have trouble getting their kids to move out of their pouches like parents do, you know? It's just like a fucking kangaroo is all heavy and shit. Like, hey, what the fuck? When are you gonna move out? It's like smoking a cigarette, listening to music, you know, in his room, listening to jump around. Jump up, bring it down. Leave me alone, Mom! You're not hip! Motherfucker, you live on my hips! Alright. Hip puns, not doing it. Okay. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. Any other Michael Jackson fans in here? Yeah? Hell yeah. Yeah, it's so weird because I listen to Michael Jackson a lot, and the other day I realized how weird it is because I grew up in the 2000s. Like, was anyone else scared of Michael Jackson when they were kids? Was anyone else terrified of his face when they were little kids? Dude, he scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid. I remember the first time I saw him on TV, I was like 5 years old, and he's doing all this crazy shit, you know, moving all funky. And my mom was like, wow, that guy can boogie. And I just like thought he was the boogeyman after that. I was just like, oh my god, it makes perfect sense. He's like a dancing monster. He's the boogeyman, you know? Like, it makes perfect sense. And even in his music, he's like making all these scary noises, and she's like, boom, boom. Fucking says says boo and shit. It's so scary. It's so fucking scary. You're 5 years old. I really did have this like irrational fear when I was a kid that I'd be like falling asleep, you know, and I just be like, what was that? It's like a crack in my door, you know. There's like fucking footsteps going into my, but I don't know because he can walk in reverse. I don't know if he's just left or he's in or something. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my god, I don't know where he is. You think you see his footsteps, you can't track him. Still, you have no idea which direction they go. I was so scared of him. I thought that was a real possibility that he would sneak into my bedroom at night. You know what's fucked up? It fucking was. It was. That was the thing that was happening. That was a real thing. He was fucking popping into little kids' bedrooms and fucking taking their souls and shit. Alright, that part gets a little rocky. That's fine. That's fine. The other thing that's really funny about Michael Jackson is he looks like that, but he still got laid plenty. Like that's the thing. If you're like a star, it doesn't matter what you look like, right? If you're talented enough, you get laid as much. Michael Jackson got laid more than everyone in this room combined. And he looked like fucking Severus Snape on Slim Fast or some shit. Like, he was so insane, it made no sense. Michael Jackson actually got laid so much that he had to write a whole song about the one girl who was not his lover. All rappers talk about today is how many hoes they get. It was quicker for him to tell you who he didn't have sex with. That's how he had to handle that. Like, didn't have sex with everybody except for Billie Jean, right? He wrote a whole song to convince everybody that he didn't have sex with one girl. And I'm just sitting here wondering, how did you never write a song about little boys? How did that never come out? Huh? Where's that? How did that? I mean, think about it. After the success of Billie Jean, he must have like drafted one, you know. He definitely thought about it, right? After all the fucking news articles and shit, definitely like there's got to be like an unreleased Timmy Jean out there somewhere, like a didn't beat it. No. No, maybe like a not in Billy's jeans. Okay, that's the last one. That's it. That's all of them. Michael Jackson, dude, it's good to shoot. Isn't that crazy they figured out how to walk in reverse and never walk away from little boys? Okay, that was actually the last one. That was it. That was the last one. There's too many of those, or whatever. We gotta keep it silly. Let's stick to the boogeyman stuff. My mom was a major conspiracy theorist growing up, and that's a weird way to grow up. I don't know if any of you guys have like a family member who gets a little too crazy with conspiracies. Anyone? Yeah? It's really weird when it's one of your parents, though. You know what I mean? Does anyone have like a parent who's a big conspiracy theorist? It's weird when it's one of your parents, right? Because you believe them. When you're a kid, you fucking believe all their shit because everyone thinks their parents are smart when they're a kid. And I thought my mom was really smart because she knew shit that nobody else knew, right? That's how that works. My mom was always coming up with it. My mom was kind of like Isaac Newton, but just all of her theories were wrong. The only difference between the two, you know? Always coming up with new theories, just never hit a bullseye in her life. Like an apple falls on Isaac Newton's head, he's a genius. He thinks it's gravity, right? An apple falls on my mom's head, she thinks it's like a Jew in the tree throwing apples at her and shit. Like, those are the two theories. They're both very creative, you gotta admit. That's, you know, you gotta connect a lot of dots. She just connected them in the wrong places. Apple juice. Like I'm 8 years old next to her, like, yeah, Mom, I hate apple juice too. I like orange juice. Yeah, my mom was trying to convince me about mermaids the other day. She's trying to convince me that mermaids were real. That's the latest thing. It's a weird conversation to have with her mom because you have to like argue with her. She was like, "What makes you think mermaids aren't real?" I was just like 27 years old, like, oh fuck. I actually thought of something. I thought of a reason, right? Because like think about it. It's always a mermaid. You know what I mean? It's never a merman. It's always a female thing. That's how you know that was definitely just like a horny, male-perpetuated myth, you know? Like it probably wasn't women hallucinating tits onto a fucking seal out in the ocean. It was probably some dude, some dirty fucking sailor who hasn't seen a woman in so long he forgot what they looked like, you know? He's all salty and dehydrated on a ship somewhere. He's like, oh god, there's gotta be some fucking titties out there somewhere. Jesus Christ. So fucking want to fish have tits, I know it. They're out there. I'm gonna fuck a fish so bad. Am I out of time? Is that where you're standing there? Did I see the light?
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry too. Hey, thank you guys. You guys were great. Thank you.
Oh my God! Hey, I don't blame you for being afraid of Michael Jackson because towards the end he looked straight like a fucking anime character. You know what I mean? That shit was scary as fuck. You know what I mean? All right.